Cowboys to the death for me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. I'ma keep ripping loud until there's no more left in me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. I'ma keep ripping loud until there's nothing left in me. Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. DC, that B4L, ripping that star, I do it so well. It's Puma on the toes, but the stars on the clothes. I'm Starboy, fresh at the DF Dub. Yeah, I'm a hard hitter. Don't stare to fit, it'll ego hit you. What is you saying, man? Look at the swag. Please do forgive the brag. I'ma pull up later in the Cowboy jag. Don't you slip on the drip, I'm flossing the sauce. Go so hard for the star. Yeah, that be win, lose, or draw. If you take a L, get the F off my block. Cowboys win. Rock Joes, pull up the shots. Really can't help it, got a star status. Even got it tatted on my arm. Yes, we be 5 green strong. Left a little room cause it's quest for the SIDS. Starboy really reppin' this shit. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. I'ma keep rippin' loud until there's no more left in me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. I'ma keep rippin' loud until there's nothing left in me. Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys to the death for me.
Yeah, tell me who the #1 fan. Yeah, Mr. Westside, I'm the man. Dallas Cowboys from my head to the toes. They better recognize who the fuck I am. Damn, haters run their mouth like a bitch when they team ain't shit and my team stay lit. Yeah, I'm about to rep this shit till the day I die in an all blue casket. If you wanna get with a club with love, tell Star Status Westside sent ya. Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame. Emmett Smith is our main. Game time, prime time, all the time. Your team ain't never on TV like mine. That's because we different. We America's team and we run this. Like Zeke runs circles right at defense. Jerry Jones, that's nonsense. Let the coaches coach. And I'll have a smoke. And I know y'all wanna toast to that.
Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. I'ma keep rippin' loud until there's no more left in me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. I'ma keep rippin' loud until there's nothing left in me. Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. DC, that B4L. DC, that B4L. Reppin' that star, I do it so well. DC, that B4L. DC, that B4L. Reppin' that star, I do it so well. DC4L. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. I'ma keep rippin' loud until there's no more left in me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. I'ma keep rippin' loud until there's nothing left in me. Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. DC, that B4L, rippin' that star, I do it so well. It's Puma on the toes, but the stars on the clothes. I'm Starboy, fresh at the DF Dub. Yeah, I'm a hard hitter. Don't stare to fit, it'll ego hit you. What is you saying, man? Look at the swag. Please do forgive the brag. I'ma pull up later in the Cowboy jag. Don't you slip on the drip, I'm flossing the sauce. Go so hard for the star. Yeah, that be win, lose, or draw. If you take a L, get the F off my block. Cowboys win. Rock Joes, pull up the shots. Really can't help it, got a star status. Even got it tatted on my arm. Yes, we be 5 green strong. Left a little room cause it's quest for the SIDS. Starboy really reppin' this shit. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. I'ma keep rippin' loud until there's no more left in me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. I'ma keep rippin' loud until there's nothing left in me. Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys to the death for me.
Yeah, tell me who the #1 fan. Yeah, Mr. Westside, I'm the man. Dallas Cowboys from my head to the toes. They better recognize who the fuck I am. Damn, haters run their mouth like a bitch when they team ain't shit and my team stay lit. Yeah, I'm about to rep this shit till the day I die in an all blue casket. If you wanna get with a club with love, tell Star Status Westside sent ya. Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame. Emmett Smith is our main. Game time, prime time.
What's up with you guys? It's your boy West Coast. Yo, in 2020, I've teamed up with my hot boy, Jalen Smith, number 54, to bring you guys some of the most exclusive eyewear known to man. CEV. I mean, everybody's wearing them. Make sure you guys go over to CEVcollection.com today and use promo code CEV West Coast to get yourself a hot boy discount today.
Thank you for watching West Coast. This is Antoine Woods.
Thanks for watching West Coast. Go Cowboys!
This is Ray Williams. Thank you so much for hanging out with us at Dallas Cowboy Scout.
Appreciate
My
it.
man West Coast from this month.
Thank you for watching West Coast.
Shout out West Coast Cowboys. You know it's always love over here. Raider, Cowboy, always a Cowboy.
Did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys? Yeah!
What's up with you, man? It is your boy West Coast, and we live in the building, man. How are y'all doing on this illustrious, I've always wanted to use that word, this illustrious Tuesday, man? This is a great day to be a Cowboy fan, man. Why? Because we are one more day closer to the August 6th when we play our first game. So let's the countdown begin. But yo, this is Fat Tuesday, so let's get it popping, man. You already know what it is. It is your boy West Coast. If I'm live in the building, you already know I'm going to have my Cowboy cousin on the line, man. What is up, Boss Cowboy, man?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Shoot, I'm good, man. I'm feeling good, man. I see them. Ooh, I see. It must. Ooh, hey, can I ask you a question real quick?
Yo.
What is the weather over there? What is the temperature? And before we even get into the temperature, this is what we're going to do. Whatever the temperature is over there is the chances that the Philadelphia Eagles make the playoffs. I need to know, what is the temperature there? It is currently 64%. In that, they got a 64% chance in sunny California right now, and we're raining, so it's probably a little bit colder. How cold is it over there, Boss Cowboy?
Cold? Not at all, man. It's actually feeling super Cali, if that's a word, right? Californian and whatever the word is. The weather's great.
What is I need to know, because what I've learned is when I'm in Texas, and this is I'm just saying what I've learned is when people in Texas say, "Oh man, it's that Cali," you gotta kind of ask them, "Well, what do you mean by that Cali? What exactly do you mean? What is the weather that you were talking about, my son? What is the exact number? Can I get a number,
bro? Like It's super hard to get Cali. Like Cali is not even about the temperature. It's also about breeze, comfort. Shade from mountains. It's so much that you get with Cali. Like unless you actually kicked it in Cali, been in Cali, you don't really know until you kind of go. You know?
I feel you. So what's the number, brother? What's the number?
Yeah, I mean the number. I don't know. I mean, it feel good, but it's not Cali good. It's not that cool breeze.
I feel you, man. Well, hey, man, let me talk to some folks in the comment box. My boy Bobby on YouTube said it's 53. They got a 53% chance out there in Iowa City. I like those chances, brother. Who else we got in the comment box? What up with your Buddha badass? I see you, man. Tony, what up with you, Tony? My supporter. I support you, man. I appreciate you. How cold is it out there in El Paso, man? Adam, what's up with you, man? He says, what's up, Boss Cowboy, Cowboy Nation, hashtag, what up with you? Anthony, we got a guest. Anthony, you know the rule. When we got guests, go put on your good shirt, be on your best behavior, ask good questions. Hey, what up with you, Anthony, man? Let me get a share. Javier, what's up with you? T1 Taylor, what up with you, man? New name. I see you. I appreciate you for sharing. Remember, if you got a question and you got that supporter tag above your name, make sure you put that question in there. I will promise to try to get that to that. If I don't get it on there with the guests, I'll make sure I get it on there with your boy West Coast and Boss Cowboy, though. Andre Limon, what up with you, man? You got the coolest name in the comments so far. Limon. I mean, Lemons. Actually, it's Lemons with an S. Hey, you definitely. I got Cowboy y'all over on YouTube, man. What up with you, man? Appreciate you, brother. That is definitely, man. He's a DOS. He's a defender of the star, man. If you're not watching West Coast Cowboy y'all is definitely an outlet that I trust, so you can go over there and make sure you hear them and get them that good knowledge. Boss Cowboy, I know we cross-post over there on Boss Cowboy Sports. You want to know why? Because I triple-checked it. Oh yeah, I baby diapered her. You know how you baby diaper and then you touch it again. You just making sure you got to touch it again. I did like that. So what we got watching over there on Boss
I
Cowboy
mean,
Sports?
over here is Will Steele, my
Ooh.
boy. What's up, Will? And then we got my boy producer G. Like I got all the producers on my shows, man. I got all the best producers over here on my page. I mean,
Yeah, because I
that's what's
tell you
going on.
who been messing up. It wasn't my fault. It was all right.
Yeah,
It was
so we
really
got
my
the
fault.
producers on my page, and then we got Buddha. Oh, I'm looking at your page. They're on your page. I'm tripping.
Oh, okay, we got
Let me
Mike
look at
Williams
my
in there.
page.
My boy Mike Williams says that he
I,
got.
I
They
was
got.
I was feeling kind of special for. Oh, I do feel special. I see Wendy on my page. Hey, Wendy, and then Keith Howard. What's up? He said, "What's up, West Coast and Boss Cowboy?" Jerry said, "What's up, West Coast and Boss? What's up?" Yeah, so
Yeah.
we obviously ready to talk some ball.
Hey, I got to tell Wendy something real quick, and Wendy, I need you to put your ear real close. Hey, man, you've been hanging out on Boss Cowboys page a little bit too much. I need you to multitask and give West Coast a little love. I miss seeing you in the comment box. I mean, I know it's all one big family, but come on, man, show your boy West Coast a love. You always got them good comments, man. But hey, man, but make sure if you're not watching on West Coast on Dallas Cowboy Scouting, make sure you tune in over there on Boss Cowboy Sports on Facebook, and we're also live on YouTube. We got Bobby M in the box over there. Before we got a special guest coming in. He's going to be coming in about 15, 20 minutes. We got four-time All-Pro cornerback Chris Harris. He's a guy that's available right now he's going to be a free agent for the first time in 9 years. You should hear the doorbell ring in a little bit. So we should have him coming up in here. We got some good questions that are already got some good questions, I think, that are going to, entertain everybody. But we also got some, obviously this is a Cowboy show. So, me and Boss are going to make sure that we keep it centric. So that we can, kind of find out what are the thoughts and hopes of, him possibly being a Cowboy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what are your thoughts on that, Boss Cowboy?
I mean, it's something he really want to do. He a Cowboy fan, man, and I met Chris through a friend of mine named Ronnie Braxton. He's one of the top trainers in the country. Real Truth is what he goes by as his alias, but he trains these guys, and he trains a lot of the best guys, and a lot of the guys under him get contracts. And so, I mean, running into Real Truth and really knowing that he's a diehard Cowboy fan. Matter of fact, one of the tweets he put out in 2011 said this, and I mean, if you're a Cowboy fan, you'll like this. He said, "Cowboys all day. I don't give F what y'all think, LOL." I mean, he's that type of guy. I mean, obviously he was joking, but he still knows his favorite team. And before he was a superstar, he was like any one of us. He was a young man dreaming of being in the NFL. And he always stayed true to that. So I'm always excited when it's a guy like Dak or it's a guy like Williams, Connor Williams, and a guy like LVE, where your team that you dreamed about playing for falls in your lap. And this is something that why he's also excited to talk with us is because he's a Cowboy fan. Now, obviously, he's a free agent, and he's going to court everybody because he should. He's a man first and a family man first, and he's a football player first. He got a family to feed. But at the same time, a boy can still dream and a man can still dream. And if you can make all of it work, I would want it to work.
Yeah, man. He's from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and one thing I'm from. My family's originally from El Dorado, Arkansas, and one thing I know about the Cowboys is like when I was growing up, there was only two teams that came on TV, and that was Notre Dame and that was the Dallas Cowboys. Now, when I moved to California when I was 7, actually I was 6-ish, but I was more 7. I felt more 7 at the time. But yeah, when I was 7, I moved to California, and that's when I, grew up, the Laker fans. But I mean, Cowboys, like, it's like if you're anywhere where outside of a major city, like, it's very easy that the Dallas Cowboys could easily be your favorite team. Why? Because back in the 80s, man, like, there weren't many teams coming on TV. Like, and it's crazy, man, because, like, I actually didn't like Notre Dame because it was weird because the Cowboys were so good. So, obviously I gravitated to the Cowboys, but then it was opposite for the Notre Dame. Notre Dame used to always beat up on this team from California called the USC Trojans. Fight. And I just fell in love with them. So but I mean, I could definitely see how, growing up in like Oklahoma, that you could honestly be a Dallas Cowboy fan, like, what I'm saying? And just being able to see them having the ability to just be able to see your team every Sunday is, that's pretty impactful as a kid. We got Fred. Hey, let me shout out a couple folks in the comment box, man. Hey, we got Mike Williams in the house. He says if the price is right, go get him. We got Deshaun Taylor in the house also. We got Janelle Hill, Facebook top fan. I appreciate you. Hey, man, we actually, before he hops up in here, man, we actually asked a couple things that we could actually talk about that I actually did kind of want to talk about. It sounds like, and I already know as soon as I say it, everybody gonna be like, oh my God, we got to talk about it. But I mean, it's kind of like that important. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry. Signing your quarterback is kind of like that important where you almost got to mention it every single time you go live. So, Boss Cowboy, you want to update us on anything new that we've heard from about Dak Prescott and his contract situation?
Yeah, man, it gets so old. But yeah, let's talk about it. Let me put on my CVs because I want to make sure I got a clear view on this. Now, now straight up, now they coming out saying that Dak is holding to 40 million. That's what they're saying. And hey, Daisy, and it's something that is, if that was the case, the only way Dak is even considering holding for 40 million, because we all know that that was a lie, because that came out that was a lie, that Dak never asked for 40, never. So, but the only reason he would say it now would be because they trying to get him on a long-term contract. So sometimes you counter when an offer when somebody gives you a ridiculous offer. You know what I mean? So we know this Nissan is going for 20,000, but you're trying to sell me for 30, and then I tell you, I just got 10,000 in my pocket, right? So you being ridiculous, I'm being ridiculous. So if you want me on a 7-year contract, you not go get that for 33, right? You're not gonna get that a 6-year for 33, knowing that the revenues are gonna spike by 2022. So a lot of people don't understand this, West Coast, and this is the big deal. So they are estimating with this new CBA that there's going to be a $40 million spike as soon as the television revenues renew, right? And then the new CBA contract kicks in. A 40 million all at once. Now think about this. Every year the cap goes up by 10 million only a year. They saying 40 at once. So that's like 4 years of an increase all at once. So that means, if you think about it, that's why Dak would want 40 if they trying to get him on a 6. If it's like, if you want 6 years out of me, then in the next 2 years, this cap is going to spike, and I'm not going to be sitting around here making 33 for 6 years, and then in the next 4 years, backups are going to be making 33. No, I'm not doing that. So that's the only way I could see it being true. But altogether, I don't think it's true at all, because the first one was a lie that they came out with and said, no, it was never true that Dak never asked for 40 million.
Well, I mean, my thing is this, like, you know, mathematically, like, no quarterback right now is going to ask for $40 million simply because of the amount of the cap that you're going to take up. Like, exactly. I know that we as fans will throw that on a player because, you know, we equate, you know, winning a Super Bowl with getting the max contract and being the highest paid player in the NFL. Well, you know, if that was the case, that means Eli Manning would have been the highest paid player in the NFL twice because he won 2 Super Bowls, but they were also 9-7 teams. So, I mean, does that mean he was the best player on that team? Does he mean he was the best player, you know, in that, you know, in that game? No, it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? But what it does mean is this, man. Dak Prescott, at the end of the day, has played at an ability and at a level where he should be numerated with the top quarterbacks. And my thing is this, like, I would think any Dak Prescott fan or honestly, I hate that. I hate when people say, I'm a Dak lover, I'm a Dak hater. Stop that. You're a Dallas Cowboy fan or you're not. You know what I'm saying? What any Cowboy fan would want is what happens to everybody else in the NFL. Like, that would be my question. Like, what do you want to happen to Dak? Well, what happens to every other quarterback? Why? Because I don't think that he should have to be the Jackie Robinson of anything. You know what I'm saying? He's not that bad, nor is he not that good. You know what I'm saying? I think you should give him the same thing that you give all franchise quarterbacks that you feel can lead your organization, and that is between 16.5%. So give it to him and be done with it. Like, be done with it. Like, and then the best thing about it is,
game, bro. Like, the game that they're playing, like, if you tag Dak, like, I really didn't believe that this could be possible, but if you tag Dak, like, a lot of people not factoring in that there are 7 to 8 quarterbacks that's going to move this market this offseason. Two of them are the GOAT in the GOAT conversation. So if you want stat GOAT, you're gonna say Breeze. He has the best stats all time. Period. If you want accomplishment GOAT, you'll go with Brady. But when you have two quarterbacks and people really thinking that they're gonna take 30, no, they're not going to take 30 in a new market. That's not going to happen. When there are new contracts coming up and you got people like Goff that got 33.5 and you have people like Wentz that got 32. And then you got Aaron contract that's 33.5, but it's 2 years old. Those guys are going to come in and say, look, man, I don't want the top rate, but you go at least give me 33, 35, 34. I'm telling y'all, it's not going to happen to where Breeze and Brady are going, and just those two. Don't count Watson, Mahomes, Tannehill, Winston. It's so many market moves while you playing.
Yeah, absolutely, boss.
A market setter, you're gonna jack the price up.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I mean, and that's why honestly, man, that's why my whole thing is this, man. Just treat the kid like a normal quarterback, man. Like, that's the only thing I'm asking for. Just treat him like a normal quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, like, don't do anything outside of the norm, because when you do things outside of the norm, you know what you do? You get unpredictable answers. If you treat Dak, if you give him a contract like Atlanta gave, you know, Matt Ryan's, or any of these other teams that gave their quarterback, you're going to be in the same projection. Right now, if the worst thing that the Cowboys could do to Dak Prescott, honestly, for themselves, is to give him a short contract. Because the fact that you give him a short contract, what you're going to do is you're going to, whatever that happens in the CBA, we all know that the money's going to go up. We all know the money's going to go up. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, like, why would you put yourself in a position where you're going to have to repay him again in 3 years, 4 years? That doesn't make any sense.
None, bro. And then the other thing that most people, because, you know, we got a lot of new people on it. People going to obviously want to hear about Chris Harris and hear from him. So this could be some people first time hearing this, but a lot of people don't know this, West Coast. We've been saying this for a year, but a lot of people don't know this, that the last 10 young franchise quarterbacks have all set the market. Every one of them. Every one. And people really don't know that what Stephen Jones and Jerry is trying to do is they're trying to make Dak the first to never set the market in no category, not in total guarantees, not in the average per year, or in the total contract. So when you trying to basically make this man, and then like the last offer that was coming out, which was the 33 and the 105 that was leaked, right? And I always say this, it's not about Dak being greedy, it's about Dak not looking dumb and being dumb. Because if you take 33 and you was guaranteed 33.6, I was talking to a guy on Facebook and he said, man, what's 600,000? I said, no, it's not just 1 year. Remember, this is a contract. So Dak, if it's a 4 to 5 year contract, will be throwing away $2.4 to $3 million. That's $3 million. Yeah. You go broke throwing away $3 million.
Yeah.
So that's something you just don't do. We got Chris on. What's up, Chris?
Can you hear me, my man?
Man, I hear you good, brother.
Okay, what's up with y'all, man?
What's up with you guys? It's your boy West Coast. Yo, in 2020, I've teamed up with my hot boy, Jalen Smith, number 54, to bring you guys some of the most exclusive eyewear known to man. CEV. I mean, everybody's wearing them. Make sure you guys go over to CEVcollection.com today and use promo code CEV West Coast to get yourself a hot boy discount today. What's up with you guys? It's your boy West Coast. Yo, in 2020, I've teamed up. All right, man. What's up with you guys? It is your boy West Coast, man, and we are live in the building, man. Hey, man, we got a special treat for you guys, man. Last time we seen him, my OG homie Dez was making a little slanter. And my boy, it was something in his eye, or I don't know what happened, to glare from the sun. I think y'all did something with the sun that day. And the ball popped up, and this young man right here took the ball, and not only did he go to the left, but then he tried to turn around and go to the right. Man, we got Chris Harris Jr. on the line. What's up with you, babe?
What's up, man?
Hey, man, you know, I had a couple good games versus Cowboys, man.
Shoot, man, you had one in particular that was honestly like the check engine light of our season. I'm just sad it was came
Oh,
week
that
2.
really was. And you know the crazy thing is, you warned us that was gonna happen too. They did a little interview about that earlier, and you said, "Man, it's different playing up there." You said people not
Yeah.
used to that altitude. And you said it'll catch you slipping, especially early in the season. So you warned us.
Yeah, it can, man. It can definitely if you're not ready for it, and we was just at that time ready to just be able to make plays versus them.
Gotcha.
So man, I just want to throw my boy Boss Cowboy a little halo, man, because I know this interaction came from a relationship that you had from a guy, you Mr. Braxton, man. Let us know how that happened, man, and shoot, let's get into this thing.
Man, I started working out with Ronnie after my rookie year. Man, it was just he tested me, and I felt like he just improved my speed, improved my hips, and was able to just get me prepared for the season. And I had a great season year 2, and from there on, man, we just kept that bond and continue to keep working.
Shoot, I heard
Yeah,
that. Go ahead, boss.
yeah, Chris, that's crazy because obviously I've researched you, and you are really the big brother of corners, especially in Denver. Like I really peeped your game, bro.
Yeah,
Like even around the league, like when Denver made the trade for um the corner, you reached out on Twitter and said, what's up, little bro? Because it's like you
yeah,
got the respect in the league. So to go back that far with Ronnie
yeah,
and and to where basically I heard Ronnie almost call you little brother.
yeah,
People don't really, I think, understand the importance of the off season and working
yeah,
with a guy like Real Truth, or we call him Ronnie because we know him from the
yeah,
beginning. Could you
yeah,
talk about like um preparing you to stay healthy because your health is what I noticed because out of
yeah,
the 9 years you've been playing, you only haven't been available for 6 games in 9 years, and you've
Wow.
been working
yeah.
from the beginning. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean that's what we work on, man. We work on flexibility, being able to always be able to move well. And you might see a lot of people doing crazy lifts and trying to be real swole but can't move, stiff. And us, we always try to be fluid in everything that we do. Everything is that when we walk in the weight room, we might not know what we're gonna do. It might be a surprise, but
Wow.
everything's gonna be pertaining to what we do on the football field as a DB. And
Right.
and um, and that's what it's about, man. Being able to be durable, best of players being available, and I feel like me over the years, man, I've been able to be very durable, and definitely him and my other guys that stretch me. I got a great team around me.
Shoot, I heard that. Hey, man, I'm
Yeah,
curious because one thing with durability, that's allowed you to play for for 9 years, and one thing that I've
yeah,
noticed is like I listened to another interview. Coming out of high school, you only had the one offer, which was kind of crazy to me.
yeah,
And then coming out of college, you go to Denver, so it's like you pretty much have been like have been picked, have had kind of been narrowed into a not necessarily a box, but like one option. My thoughts is this:
yeah,
after 9 years of excelling, how does it feel to just be able to just sit back and just have teams call you and just being
yeah.
able to pick where you wanted to play? How is that feeling?
Man, it's crazy, man. It's a different experience. Just being able to have this much experience, and um, I signed my 4th year in the league instead of hitting the free agency, so I didn't get to experience it then. But now it's great, man. Got a lot of people recruiting me to try to get me to come there, and everybody, man. So it's a fun experience for sure.
Shoot, I heard that. Go ahead, boss.
Yeah, I had a question about just because when we come across our pros, we do interview on
Yeah,
occasion. People like yourself. Obviously, because Jalen sponsors the show, so we know people. But at the same time, um, in this time in free agency, because it's time for them, like you say, to court you, right?
yeah,
It's time to where you get equal offers. Like for instance, Dallas offered Sammy Watkins allegedly around 16 million to be our number one after we cut Dez, right?
yeah,
But he elected to go to Kansas City to be their number 3. Now you got equal offers, and you
yeah,
got like what goes into situations to where you might have equal offers,
yeah.
but then one might sway you. Like like what could go through a guy's mind when you have two offers like he did, and he chose them over Dallas?
I mean, he probably chose them. He probably thought he fit better with them, better fit offensively, and what their scheme and what they try to do. And I guess he thought that was a better option for him. But in Dallas, I mean, that'd be hard, man, to make a decision like that. And when you got, say, if you got three equal teams and they're all contenders, you know. So I expected to be in those situations, and just trying to figure it out right now, man. I'm going through those processes now. And I'm trying to figure out what narrowing my teams down and to how they're going to use me and how I think I'm going to fit well with them.
Okay. Hey, I got a quick question because you just kind of said something I kind of picked up. So does that mean that you would look at the Dallas Cowboys and consider them as a contender?
Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
I like that answer. There we go.
Yeah. I think it definitely, you add me on the team, definitely contender. For sure.
Oh man.
Oh, okay, I like that. Hey,
so I'm looking at that too. If they add me, can I take that team to the next level? So that's how I'm looking at teams too.
Okay. Hey, I had a quick question, man, because I know, I did my little research. We actually both Laker fans, man. We both Cowboy fans, man. So it's like, that's kind of crazy. But I mean, I would assume, occasionally you had an opportunity to watch some Cowboy film or watch some Cowboy games, back and forth. Like, what are your thoughts kind of like on our cornerback core, like on our room? What's your thoughts on from what you've seen? What are your thoughts on them?
Man, definitely a talented group, but I just guys that are just young guys that definitely just learn the game. You know what I mean? Learn how teams try to attack them, how to use formations on them and things like that. So just picking up more of the football game mentally, I think that's something that they can work on, and just giving them the tricks of the trade of what they haven't had no vet guy really, so they just kind of learning on the fly.
Yeah, man, because I mean, I would really, one thing I know that's like intangible that you can't like even pay for is like experience, and it's like in-game experience. And I feel like there's been times that like, when the lights are on and everything is good. Like you playing out, like playing the cornerback position is so easy when you up and you're moving and you're shaking and you're running the ball. But it's like, what happens when you have to make a play? And I mean, it kind of leads me to a question that I'm really interested, like, with your experience, what would you tell a younger DB who has the intangibles, who you've seen them make plays, but for whatever reason, man, they're not able to get their hands on the ball? What would be some simple things that you would implement, or not even implement, or some things that you could give advice on that?
Yeah. Man, you got to just continue to work on reading the quarterback, trying to figure out ways to be able to catch the rock. I mean, a lot of people have a lot of drops. You know what I mean? But sometimes you can't help it if you're a guy like me that gets a limited amount of opportunity targets. You know what I mean? We call them op targets. And some people just don't get those ops like that.
Yeah, I feel it. Go ahead, boss.
Yeah, because I was watching some film on you, man, like today.
Yeah.
And this is when I really picked up that you're the big brother to DBs. It was the Raiders game, and Will Harris was late getting over, right? And you gave him a push, but it wasn't just a push. It was one of those, boy, if you don't get over that push. And not only that, because I played the position, so I was kind of thinking what was going through your head. You not only pushed him over there, like, hey man, get over there. And as a corner, you knew that.
Yeah.
Back at the safety, like, bro, you supposed to told him, because I played corner. That's me back there. You favorite running back there.
Yeah.
So we've been trained that generally corners are brain dead, right? Like, take our instructions from the safety. Like, I want you to talk about a little bit what makes a corner like yourself and a nickel corner like yourself learn the whole responsibilities from safety to corner to nickel to everybody.
Well, last year was my first year just playing mostly. Last year I just followed the best receiver. So whatever the best receiver, the best player on their offense, that's where I went. So, but the Will Parks at that time, he's really playing my position.
Okay.
In the past, I was able to play the nickel and play outside corner and base. And then when teams go three receiver, I go inside.
Gotcha.
But last year I didn't have the good enough people around me to be able to do that, so I had to just follow the best receiver. So I know the whole inside position. I know everybody's position with that, and I know the guy went in motion. He's supposed to go in motion.
Right.
And so I was just getting them right, man. And that's the position I play. So I know like the back of my hands.
Yeah. But I was impressed with that, man, because as a corner, you usually don't see corners lining people up. You know what I mean? That's really. But because you knew that, I get it now. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and
yeah.
I'm one thing I'm also curious about is like, what are your thoughts of just the emergence and like the change of the thought of like the slot corner? Because I mean, one thing when I was growing up, man, like I mean, I'm 37, so I'm and I'm gonna tell you something I also hate. You know what I'm saying? Is like, whenever I Google, one thing would say, oh, he's a little bit older, but it's like I'm a 37-year-old man. I hate when these players are on interviews and you have guys that are like 20 years their senior saying they're older. That is that. That just I'm like, how could you even say something like that? But but one thing I like about you is like you're a corner who prides himself in playing the slot. Whereas like when I was growing up, the slot was almost kind of like not necessarily a demotion, but it felt like one. You know what I'm saying? Because because of sometimes where you're playing. So I mean, what are your thoughts on just like guys taking pride in playing that slot and really holding it down there?
I think they just underestimated the position. A lot of the great players in the past, the great DBs played that position. You know what I mean? You can look at it. Rod Woodson, Rondé Barber. Charles Woodson went crazy in the slot. Aeneas Williams. People they just downgrade the position. But if they look at it, a lot of your favorite corners, they played that position too. And that's just something I just try to. And then they don't realize a lot of your favorite receivers, they go inside the slot too, because that's the way they can go try to get one-on-one. Right. And it's harder to double team in the slot. So it's definitely a big issue. And then you see Julian Edelman, who got the MVP 2 years ago.
Yeah.
In the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So you see it's a big key, man. Everybody, your best players, Michael Thomas, he getting 5 catches a game in the slot.
Yeah.
And then when he went in breaking the reception records. So your best receivers go in there, so you need somebody that can shut that down.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I saw somebody asking West Coast. They said I was getting ready for the Browns, and they said, "Are you gonna cover Landry?" And you said, "What?" Like, no, I'm gonna cover Beckham.
Yeah,
and it's that dog, right? That because it's some people that's high on you, like in Dallas. Like your name been buzzing around Dallas for the last 2 weeks, man. It's a lot of people that.
For real.
Oh man, say, look, listen, bro, we late. Like, I felt I was hoping we talked that we would be early. Now, man, your name has already been talked about big time for the last 2 weeks. We're late now,
Dang.
No, that's good.
I dropped the video,
bro.
Views was good.
But then, and I was talking to Dez. I mean, I was listening to Dez, and he was talking about Jordan Lewis and that dog, right?
Yeah.
And it reminded me of you when he said Jordan Lewis, he beat him, right? And he said Jordan Lewis pushed Byron out the way, and Byron was the starting corner. Said, "No, I need another rep." You know what I mean? Right now, Ed said right then, that's what we need on this team. That's exactly. But that made me think of you because you got an attitude with the press. Like you literally was like, "Hold on, you telling me not to guard the best?" Like where does that dog mentality come from?
Yeah. Well, just like you said, he broke down my history. I only had one offer coming out of high school, undrafted coming in the league, and the Broncos didn't give me nothing. I had to take every year they tried to take my spot, you know what I mean? So I had to go out there and take it every year, and it was always pressure, and it was a high standard in Denver. So that's always been me, and I always try to bring that same mentality. I mean, Jay Lou, those guys train with me in the off season. They pull up they know what's up when they pull up the real truth and how we work, So a lot of these kids, they've already worked with me, so they already know what I'm bringing to the table. So they'll fit right in. I think everybody fit in.
Shoot. Oh yeah. Before we even, because because your tenure in the league, and if you go to Spot Track, you done made a couple dollars in the NFL. So I know you got a voice in this. I'm curious, man. I'm a younger player, right? I'm a younger cornerback. I come to you. I'm like, Mr. Harris, I don't know if you make me call you Mr. Harris or Junior or whatever.
They call me Strap, man.
Strap, okay, I know, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm not just gonna walk up to you and be like, hey, yo, you know what I'm saying? But
call me Strap, man.
Yeah, I got this piece of paper in my hand, right? And it has a bunch of writing on it, man, a whole bunch of writing on it. And I can read, and for the most part, I can comprehend, but it says CBA real big at the top, man. Like, what are you, I mean, I'm not, obviously you can't tell me what to sign it or how to sign it or what to do, but what is your advice, man, in these crazy times, man? And are we gonna have football in 2021? Please tell me.
Man, me, I voted no, man, just because I felt like it was kind of rushed. I feel like it was best to start these negotiations and talks right now around this time, you know what I mean? And start working on it and then try to get something done before the season. But it was kind of rushed how it was. And I think adding a 17th game, but you're not really getting the paid for that last game that's being added on. So that was something that I think we need to get fixed. The work schedule, I think, was I think it was more work added on compared to what we were doing after you really break it down. And I mean, it was definitely some benefits that they did work in and that we've added in, but I think there's some things that we can definitely clean up and fix. Try to get some more life insurance stuff, more benefits that way, and just for the older players, I think that definitely needs to be added. So I think you never know what's gonna happen, though, man. The votes is in. People, they should come out this weekend, and so regardless if I voted no or not, you know what I mean, it could get passed this weekend, and we could be heading on to the next season.
Yeah, my buddy Quincy, my OG, man, and my OG partner, man, Quincy Carter, man. Yeah, he's real vocal about the CBA, and I know one thing that he's big, that he's really, really hoping is that he's saying that not that help it, that insurance, that post career insurance, and one thing I know about being a younger man is you got that gladiator mentality, so it's hard, it's hard to think about needing insurance, when you're 40, or at least for another man, at least.
Just right now, younger players, they might vote yes because they think about right now they trying to play. So I can feel them on that too, though.
Yeah, I feel it. Go ahead, Boss Cowboy. We're gonna shoot you one more question apiece, and then we're gonna let you get up out of here, brother. We appreciate you too.
At least two.
Well, go ahead, boss. You can take mine if you need it.
2 or 3. Now listen though. Well, first, I know Dallas, right? Dallas is a team where they try to not only look at the short-term contract value, they look at the lifetime value of a player / team partnership. Right?
Yeah.
And I didn't believe it at first, Chris. Like I was listening to Jerry, but the more I researched, I saw a lot of his ex-players get into commercial real estate with him. A lot of the Dallas players are really, we all see that, are first in line for television jobs. Like right now, no doubt you have the better resume than Scandrick. It's not even close.
Then who?
Scandrick.
Oh man, come on, man.
No, your resume. I mean, I'm not downing. I'm just saying resume wise.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All pros, the Super Bowl, the stuff you've accomplished, right?
I think he on TV though, like you said.
That's the point, right?
Yeah.
So I want to just be all the way and talk to a player for real and ask a real question, a man question. Now, when you come into a place like Dallas and they offer you a number, generally that number is not going to be what you hoped for. But do you really consider as a player what life after football could really be like if you ball here? Because it seems as if you ball here, your lifetime value after football just accelerates, So as a player to your level where you got a ring, you're not chasing rings, you're not chasing teams, you've been loyal. Like, how do you factor in discounts for a team like Dallas when you are a place, especially 9 years in, where you saying my life is ending in this sport? Like, what does a place like Dallas do to you in a time like this? And I'm not saying big team friend. I'm just saying, like, what kind of thoughts go through your head at a unique place like Dallas?
Man, I didn't even have those thoughts yet, man. Hey, really?
Yeah, we don't have.
You definitely now. You just put them all in my head. You know what I mean? So stuff I'm think
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I got a lot of options right now for sure. So I just got to weigh out
because
my
I
options.
saw 24 teams. Your
Yeah,
organization was looking at it, and
yeah.
obviously you got to. You know what I mean? You
Yeah, I
got
got a lot
one
of
body.
options, but definitely Dallas would be. I feel like it'd be a great fit. I definitely feel like I could fill in perfect. So it's just seeing, it's really seeing how much they gonna value me,
Yeah.
how much they want me at the time.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you, man. This is my thing, right? I own my own business, right? And my thing is this: like, my friends don't ask for discounts, right? Because my friends understand my value. So I mean, you know, I don't mind paying to play. I don't know why there's this thing. You know what I'm saying? I interviewed my boy Cromartie back in the day when he's playing for the Jets, and he told me West Coast, the NFL is not getting smarter, it's not getting harder, it's getting cheaper, bro. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, man, the whole NFL is all about getting cheaper. That's what it's all about. You know, but my thing is this: if you have played at a level, and if you're gonna, because when the thing about it is, when you pay someone a contract, that's really an expectation of play. That's an expectation that they're paying you to be at that level. And my thing is this: if you're gonna underpay me, do that mean I don't get to go in there and just underplay my position? No, you're still gonna want me to be a $16 million cornerback. So why not pay me like a $16 million cornerback? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I think, you know, players get kind of sucked into, is not understanding the expectation. One thing I love about you is, man, you understand the expectation, and I love that in my corner. I love that in my corner. Say, hey, man, pay me what I'm paying. Why? Because I'm gonna be a $16 million corner every single Sunday, and I'm okay with that.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, that's what you gotta have, man. That's what you gotta have corners. You gotta know that you're gonna trust. For one, you know, I'm gonna be out there every week.
Yeah.
You know, first and foremost, a lot of corners, you never know what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? But, you know, I'm gonna be consistent every week.
Hey, my last question, man. I want to know, because my buddy, my boy Marcus Hicks went out. He was a corner out there at Kansas also, man.
Oh man, that's my dog.
Hey, man, my boy was on the left. I was on the right, man. You know, I went to the military. He went to JUCO, and then he went out there. Man, I want to know, what is it that y'all putting in that water, man? Because on the low, man, them Jayhawks is putting out some shutdowns, man. You got Talib went out there, and my boy Hicks, he out here. He back out here. He got a little camp that he running and doing his thing, man. But my boy Blink, man. But let me know what's going out there. What y'all doing out there?
True, man. At that time, we just had some dogs, man. At that time, man, you had me and Talib at corner, and there are a lot of players from Texas, man, and from that time up there. But hopefully, man, Les Miles can get us back rolling, man. We ain't been to a bowl since us, so it's been a drought, long drought.
Well, shoot, man. I just want to
hold on.
Go ahead, boss.
I do have maybe one more. I promise I'm done, Chris. And thank you. I really appreciate it, bro. Real truth, you know, definitely connected us, and thank you. You spoke very honestly and very candidly about the mental pressures of going through a contract and potential trade before the trade deadline out of Denver. You seemed relieved. You talked about that you felt appreciated, you know, not being stuff like that. But, you know, a lot of us don't really understand the mental pressures of playing on a contract year. Could you go through, because you tough, man. It's obvious, bro. You don't miss games. You're all pro. You multiple Pro Bowler. But you said yourself, playing for money is hard. Can you kind of go through that?
Yeah. Well, I did. I played through a contract year my first time, but this time it was just different. It just felt like I was with a team that I didn't really know if they really wanted me the whole time, if I was going to get traded the whole time. I didn't really get a lot of feedback from the coaches, you know, so it was just a weird spot, you know what I mean, weird place, but it's all good, and I'm looking forward to this year, and I know this next team, wherever I go, they're gonna love me. So I'm excited for that.
Because you said like you want to be appreciated, and I know you saying I know you're not saying Denver don't appreciate you, but it was one of those things to where I don't think a lot of people see the mental toughness that it takes to continue to be great. You know, to where when you in these years like this and you push through it, you know, and it was weird, but you pushed through it, you know. So
I mean, we ain't had no quarterback for a minute, man. Went through like 8 quarterbacks, so we just fought through it. So I got through it now, man. I'm free. So
shoot, I know at some point, because there's only swag that comes from being in the cornerback room. I know at some point y'all dragged that young man into there and y'all dripped him with some Jeezy and some other stuff. Because I was like, man, he got cornerback with swag. The quarterback, he got cornerback swag. You know what I'm saying? Because the corner, we always swag. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
I'm good. Yeah, he do got some swag, man. I do like Drew Lock, man. So he did bring a different energy to our team for sure.
well, shoot, man, I just want to let you know I appreciate you, brother.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I appreciate you for gracing our show today, man. And I just thank you, man. And hey, wherever you do go, man, I already know you're gonna hold it down, man. Just remember that if it's
Man, we want you in
if it's
Dallas.
we want you in
Oh,
Dallas.
yeah, man. Hey, y'all holla at Jerry Jones and them, man.
Hey, you know, we got this other dude we got to get paid first, man. As soon as we get him paid, I'm going to holla at you, though.
Oh, Dak.
We got Dak Prescott.
Man, we need
You
to
ain't
pay
got to worry about
Dak.
that. Dak got the tag.
Dak, do you think they going, can I expect, what's man, you know, when you was describing yourself right now, you was really describing our quarterback, man. I'm like, man, how can you play and then folks not want to pay? I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. But
hey, man, Dak gonna get paid regardless, man. He can take the franchise tag and get paid.
See, Chris, I heard you, man. You want to play in Dallas, man. I heard you.
Well,
I don't know if it came out your mouth, but I heard it anyways.
Tell him, come on, man. Tell him that 2-5 look nice over there, man.
Ooh. Hey, well, I appreciate you, brother.
Hey,
Hey,
lobby to me. Look, I'm gonna talk to
no
Jerry
problem.
myself. I'm gonna get on my helicopter, meet him on his helicopter, and we go talk.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Chris. You have yourself a blessed evening, man. I
All right,
appreciate
Chris.
you for
All right,
coming on.
boy. Y'all be good.
You too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man. That was Chris Harris, four-time Pro Bowler, All Pro. We call it when you get the Pro Bowl and the All Pro, we call that All World, baby. Yeah, I'm All World. You know what I'm saying? All World cornerback Chris Harris Jr., man. That was a good interview, bro. I didn't even hit one sweat. Look at that. I didn't hit one sweat. It must have been the CEVs, man. I appreciate you, man. Hey, man, before we jump to this next one, let's go to a little commercial break. What's up with you guys? It's your boy, West Coast. Yo, in 2020, I've teamed up with my hot boy, Jalen Smith, number 54, to bring you guys some of the most exclusive eyewear known to man. CEV. I mean, everybody's wearing them. Make sure you guys go over to CEVcollection.com today and use promo code CEV West Coast to get yourself a hot boy discount today. And we back.
And we back.
All the way back. Hey, I'm gonna have to find a goddamn Jalen Smith promo video where he got his goddamn shirt on. This is ridiculous. I had too many people inbox me telling me about that.
You're feeling like me.
I know, goddamn, man. I was gonna be all big and buff, but I couldn't, man, because I messed up my foot.
No.
But hey, man, that was a really good interview. I'm seeing a lot of people on Facebook that are giving us a lot of high downs, a lot of big ups. We got
big ups Facebook.
Philly Cowboys 76 in the building. What up, Jermaine? He said Eastside Harold. What's up with Jermaine? Eastside Yolanda Basie. What's up? He said Jerry will pay Dak trust and hoping for Dez. You know, that's kind of, I mean, obviously that'd be a good thing. Hey, man, what was y'all thinking about that interview though? Boss Cowboy, what was your thoughts, man?
Talk about it real quick, man. First of all, Chris is very sincerely wanting to be a Dallas Cowboy. That's pretty obvious. You know, he said 3 times, man, talk to Jerry. Like, you know, it's one of those things like, will it happen? I don't know. But it's one of those things that I always like to see that. I mean, as somebody that we call ourselves serious Cowboy fans out to uncover truth, I mean, when a guy comes on a notice like that to basically send a signal and say, hey, man, y'all talk to Jerry, like, obviously he's hoping to fall to his dream team, but he wants obviously to be enumerated right, you know?
Yeah.
And he won't cost as much as Byron Jones, but him and Byron Jones are the 2 best in free agency.
Well,
right
I'm
now.
going to say this right now. I'm not going to say that he's not going to cost as much as Byron Jones. I'm not even going to say that.
You're right.
I'm not even going to say that.
No, what?
And this,
you're right.
And this is what I will.
And
this is what I will say too, man. You know, this is what I will say. Like, if you're a team that like values, you know, taking the ball away, a stud corner, and you're going to pay for studness, you're going to pay for him. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing I know about this one thing I do know about Mr. Harris is you slide him in the middle at the slot, man. You basically have like our cornerback core, like it would be like for the amount of money. I mean, my thing is this: you're really not. If it really goes down to say how much were you going to offer Byron Jones? Okay, you're going to offer Byron Jones about $11 million. Okay, so Chris Harris is probably going to come in about $15 million. So $11 million, that's about $15 million. That's about a $4 million difference. Now, My question is, what is Mr. Harris going to give me for about $4 million difference? Is he going to give me dog, D-A-double-G? Yeah, he's going to give me that D-A-double-G. Does he have the ability to get the ball? I believe he has the ability to get the
20
ball. Why?
interceptions on his career says yes.
Hey, and also you got to think about this. He plays in a division that has some really young quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So that's
But it's another thing
Haskins
that
is
I
gonna
cut
throw
you
some.
off over that I wanted to really highlight that he said.
Go.
What did me and you used to always complain about with Byron Jones? And we not knocking Byron Jones, just the complaint on how the defense used him. We always said he didn't follow the
Yeah, he
primary.
couldn't. And if one thing I love
that's
to
not blaming Byron, but just think about that from scheme standpoint, and you trying to compare the two. You got one guy whose assignment every week was whoever that other team's best.
Exactly. And Byron Jones never did that. And
look, I want y'all to really look up and research him before the Browns game and watch watch his attitude when they say, "Are you gonna cut?" Now we all know, Landry is no punk, right? And that's not a good word.
No, it's not.
We know Landry is no.
He's not a pushover.
Okay?
He's a good receiver.
He's a playmaker. But Chris Harris took it as an insult that he wasn't going to guard Odell. And he was like, no, I'm guarding Odell, So it's one of those things to where if you just say, okay, which one of the guys had a harder assignment and a harder career?
Yeah.
That's obviously.
Yeah. And this is my thing, right? When you're paying, this is my thing, right? If I wasn't paying Byron Jones, if he wasn't asking for an excess of $14-15 million, I wouldn't be having a conversation about this. But guess what, Byron Jones? When you start asking for $14-15 million, I can't go off of, oh, yeah, I'm going to do this. At that price, you're paying for production. Production, that's what he doesn't have. Is Byron Jones a good cornerback? Yes, he is. He's about 11. I believe he's about $12 million cornerback.
Right.
But to be honest with you, it's like, why would Byron Jones take less money and why would we go after him at $16 million? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense for the Dallas Cowboys. And think about this. Your team actually tells you that they value Chris Harris more than Byron Jones because you have not heard one rumor about the Dallas Cowboys bringing Byron Jones back, but you have heard several rumors about the Dallas Cowboys interested in Chris Harris. And think about that. That's Chris Harris with only one interception last year. And and think about this. If he had two more interceptions, he's probably not even available right now. You know what I'm saying? Like Denver would have just tagged him or they just would have paid him. He had an off season, so now he's available. It happens. But my thing about this is when you're paying someone $15-16 million, that is career money. Byron Jones don't have that. And I'm going to be honest with you, he doesn't have it with the Dallas Cowboys. He don't have it with any team, in my opinion. I just don't see it. I don't see at my thing is this, bro. You got to see it like this, bro. At $15 million a year, that means you're at $920,000, $910,000 a game. Are you really getting $900,000 worth of play out of Byron Jones every single week? No, and this is not the rag on Byron Jones, but at that price, he said, you need to be able to follow around another wide receiver. Because we got to think about this.
Doesn't follow.
Because Boss Cowboy, can I ask you a question? A receiver that's making $900,000 a year, that means he's probably what? Pretty damn good.
Right.
Because that's about $16 million a year. A $16 million receiver, you know who that is? That's Diggs, that's Thielen, and everybody up.
and everybody up. The little things, West Coast, like the competitiveness. Like, I'm just being all the way honest with you. You play corner, I play corner, right? Are you going to let a rookie push you out your rep on Dez Bryant? No, I'm going to put you in your place. No, I understand he beat you, Lewis, but you the rookie, man. No, it's my rep. Sit down. You know what I mean? But Dez Bryant recalled a story, which is just like Chris Harris, when he said that he beat Jordan Lewis and Jordan Lewis went right back at him, pushed Byron out the way. Like, no, I want this guy right now, right? That's Chris. If you go research Chris wants to go against the best.
Yep.
He wants to ask for it.
That's the difference, bro, when you're paying for that type of money. Like when you're asking yourself what is going to be the difference, like what do you think the Cowboys see the difference when you're, and it's not even about Byron Jones, it's any player at that position. When you get to the point in life when you're making that type of money, millions of dollars, you have to have an effect on the game every week.
And you got
why? Because you're making so much money.
To go against their best. Look, what did they do to Michael Irvin when Dion was a San Fran? They said, Dion, that's the playmaker. Your job is to limit him.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to stop him, but we don't need him getting 80 to 100 a day. We need 60 out of him at the most. And that was his job. And when you somebody that's getting ready to be the number one paid corner, we should see that in your track record.
Yeah.
So the only knock on Byron,
Joe, I don't either. I'm sorry.
He might have it, but Dallas never even asked him to do it, you know? And my question is, did you ask for it? Did you ask for the responsibility? Because Chris Harris said in interviews straight up when they just even said Landry, he said, no, I don't want to cover him. I want to cover the biggest threat.
Yeah. And then think about this, man, that experience. Think about how that experience is going to flow into your DB room. That's why I asked him. Man. That's why I thought it was important for me to ask him a question about what's your opinion of our DB room. Right. Then I tried to ask questions that were surrounded around our DB room. Because why? Right. Because when you drop him in our DB room, he's the highest paid and he's the oldest corner in the room. So guess what? Everybody's looking at him now to make the decisions and make.
You heard what he said about Jordan.
And then he already worked with them dudes. I love that. I loved when he said that. Other. He said, he know about me. He know about me.
Words, when they come train with me, they're learning.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. When I see you gotta, I mean, you know, where I'm from, I'm able to pick up Big Brother real quick, right? The Big Brother's the one that's calling the shots, right? That's what you can, the moxie just flowing all off of him on that, you know, just like, look, man, you know, I'm gonna be the example. He's almost like a cornerback, in my opinion. And I'm talking about the intangibles now. We're not even really talking about play. We're talking just intangibles. He's like the boat that or the tide that rises our boats type of guy, a Tyrann Mathieu type of guy. Just, you know, where the head coach went over to Tyrann Mathieu and said, we brought you here to lead these guys. That's what kind of guy you also getting with a Harris, you know? So it's like certain people lift more than themselves. It's certain people, when they come, like, I'm serious about that. And you notice that he never uncovered Will Harris. He said, hey, man, I was just getting him in position. But no, I saw the film. You was hot at Will. You know what I mean? But he still had his boy back. He pushed him in position like, boy, get over there. And then turned around and looked at the safety like, bro, you should have told him. You know that. It's you that's supposed to tell him. And you can see a cornerback in charge of the secondary. Bro, that don't happen. You know what I mean? How many cornerbacks turn to safeties and tell them what to do? It doesn't happen. I played corner my whole life. Corners tell us what to do, right? Marcus, that's a silver call. Marcus, that's cover 2. Break out of that bracket coverage. It was always safeties communicating us because they got a clear view, right? But he was doing that. So, like, yeah, to your point, it's the tangibles, but there's also the intangibles. So I at first, before I did heavy research, I would love this pick if we some kind of way was able to make this happen. But over the net effect that I think would happen to this team on bringing somebody like him in with the leadership, clean lifestyle.
I think your interception. I think something that happens. Something that happens with him too, man, is that his like instantaneously is like a bunch of like loose ball crap that just like be on the ground that turns into nothing. They were really, really good in Denver at that. At like just turning little nothing balls into stuff, like what Jordan Lewis did when the ball bounced out and then he picked it up and he took it all the way to the house. Yeah. Like, man, if you remember that pass that Dez, you know, basically it's a slant route. The ball's about, Dez goes to jump for the ball comes right out of his hands, goes right up in the air, and he's right there behind him. He just takes it. And as soon as he takes it, no hesitation, no thought, he gone. Boom, he zooms the other way. Then he stops and goes back the other way. Like, one thing I like about him is opportunity, man.
Yeah, he trying to make plays.
In 2019, man, was all about, honestly, a lot of time was us needing one more opportunity. We need one more drive. We needed one more timeout. We needed one more kick, man. Can you make one more kick? Like, a lot of those times, those opportunities, that's what those are turnovers. Now, it's, you know, I know turnovers aren't everything, but let's just be real, man. When you get past that $10 million, $11 million mark, turnovers are everything. That's just what that's just what it is. Turnovers are when you get to that point.
Yeah,
because they affect the game so much.
On it, man. But I'm also on that same vein too, because it's also to me a lot of exaggerations going on Byron. Like, it's too much dreaming of him being a shutdown when he's truly not shut down. Now, he's our best coverage guy, but shutdowns don't get beat by rookies. Okay? So, and that happened to Byron. Okay? He lost the whole second half in the Redskins game. Okay? To a rookie receiver. Okay? That happened. So, let's stop all of this like he doesn't lose and that people never test him. No, he's tested. He's had 3 touchdowns caught on him last year. Okay? So, now, out of the people that's on our team,
Byron Jones is a one-time
likely be tested the least, yes. But just the way that we hyping it, like it's just this big, schism and this epic difference between him and everybody else. It's not true. It's not true. It's not even a big gap between Byron and Jordan Lewis. It's not even that big of a gap at all.
Yeah.
So
my boy Kerry says, do we value sacks as much as we value turnovers? No. No, I don't. I honestly don't. You want to know why? Because a sack, an offense can rebound from a sack. Like, they can rebound from a sack. Like, you just have a big play. How does an offense rebound from a turnover? You can't, because you're not on the field anymore. But this is what I will say. DeMarcus Lawrence was your number 1 run-stopping defensive player last year. So it's not that I don't value sacks, but I value everything that DeMarcus Lawrence does. I also value that he was able to get sacks while getting the highest double-team rate in the NFL, which allowed what? One Robert Quinn to have 11.5 sacks. It'd be so funny to me, Boss Cowboys, like people will play on the opposite side of DeMarcus Lawrence and just have career years, like Randy Gregory, like my boy David Irving, like my boy, who else? Robert Quinn. Why do you think that these players are able to have these career years?
Yeah, Benny came in balling too.
Why? I'm just curious though. I'm just curious though. Why do you think that these players on the opposite side are? Why do you think Robert Quinn was able to get 11.5 sacks? Because he was so good? Well, I think if that was the case, I don't think Miami would have let him go for a 6th-round pick. No, it's kind of like what happens when you put two giants on side of each other. DeMarcus Lawrence, get that. Since he is a $20 million defensive player, you're going to get double teamed. The one thing I say about DeMarcus Lawrence is, guess what? This year, he's going to have to learn how to get 10 sacks off of the double team. That's called stepping your game up. But at the same time, you know what that also did? It opened up the other side for someone to eat, and that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. Just kind of like with LeBron. You guys notice how, like, when LeBron plays on players, they're just everybody around him just kind of just plays well. They just like they always got this cool guy that's like, it's always a white guy too, my bad. But this cool white guy that's just out there just deep in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because, and you didn't even know who he was until LeBron James got on the team. Why? Because players that are kind of upcoming or players who have lost it a little, when you match them with other great players, they get a bump. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like Chris Carter was like, I know it's kind of going far on y'all, but Chris Carter was kind of like diminishing. You know what they did is, this is what Chris Carter said. You know what he said? The best, you know what saved Chris Carter's career? You know what he said? Randy Moss.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Moss. You're thinking like, why? Randy Moss came in and took all his catches, touchdowns and everything. His numbers went down. You know what I'm saying? But how did Randy Moss save his career? Why? You know why? Because he had someone to pour into. He had someone to compete against. He had someone to grow and groom. That's what you get. Like, that's one thing that you also got to remember about these teams, because that's something I think that Denver didn't have when they won their first Super Bowl. Not the first one, but the last one they did. Or, you have these teams that don't have nobody to groom these other kids. So guess what? You go on a slump. We got to start thinking about life after success. Who's going to groom these kids? Who's going to get these kids ready? Because realistically, we got 26 people signed, who need contracts right now. And we're already having a hard time getting signing those guys. What happens when this new wave of guys that we just drafted, like LVE and all them other dudes? You know what I'm saying? We got to start. You need some guys who can instill some stuff that you can't just go buy on the street. You know what I'm saying? You just can't buy that on the street. And just think about this.
You're not pushing Will Harris out the way.
And think about this, Boss Cowboy. Think about this. A guy, I'm thinking about the uptick it'll bring to Jordan Lewis. Imagine what the uptick it'll bring to Chidobe Awuzie.
Yeah, exactly. Is that's why I said he's not the type of guy that just lifts himself. He's the guy that lifts the room. The room gets better with a Chris Harris. It's not just the comparison. Like, do you know how big that is? Just think about that, bro. West Coast, you play corner. You've been a senior before. I've been a senior before. Is a rookie go push you out the way? Going
Yeah,
against
man.
bigs?
I mean, it's sometimes just they swag, man.
Never, bro. Like, no. Not. No, I say this, not me. Not if I'm like I'm the best corner on this team. Ain't no rookie go be like, get out the way, man. I need to this rep. No, you get out the way, youngster. You trying to make the team. You know what I mean? This big boy rep time. I need to go against Dez right now, and it's also like, and Byron might blow up, man. That's a chance that could happen, but we only got to measure what we've seen in 4 years. And in 4 years, we have not seen interceptions at all at the cornerback position. And we saw one really, really good year. One really, really good year. Then we saw a pretty good year last year, but it was one real good year. So it's like, dude, you had 5 years, man. You know what I mean? So, like, if you go somewhere and you ball out, then we just missed. You know what I mean? If you start getting 4 and 5 interceptions, okay, but we had to judge you based on 5 years. What did Bill Parcells always say? After 3 years, you are who you are. We gave you 5. You know what I mean? So it's like, at some point, you just got to say, you know what? And it also, like, it's some people that say, you know what, it's just because he doesn't get interceptions. It's like, no, interceptions is big, bro. In the game of inches, interceptions will give you a whole 10 yards with 4 down, so that's 40.
Bro, we lost. We lost 5 games by less than 3 points. Like, an interception probably gets us in the thing. And then think about this: we missed the playoffs by the Giants not winning. So think about this: what would a turnover do in the Saints game? With an additional, what would an additional turnover do in the Jets game?
Likely win it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean,
for sure, because we had straight momentum. An interception against that last Philly game likely win it because there was that close of a possession of the game. So like, nah, we not finna minimize interceptions.
Heck nah.
I guess it all depends on how you was trained. Like, my coaches, they emphasized it heavily. So
I mean, and think about this,
bro. Like, my coaches told me, he said, Marcus, they ain't coming, boss. But he said, look, man, if you don't get interceptions, you not gonna get drafted. People that get drafted high get interceptions. That's what my coach told me that was in the league. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how it go. And he said people that get interceptions get paid.
Yeah.
What he said. So
and think about this. Think about what your coach said, boss. What did Mike Nolan say about Deion Sanders? Remember the quote he said about Deion Sanders? The types of cornerback that they're out there.
It was Belichick who said it, I think.
But no, it was Nolan. No, it was Mike Nolan. They asked Mike Nolan about it, and they said he basically said that there was different types of corners. There was the corners that were good as far as coverage and stuff like that, but then there was guys like Deion's who you knew could take the ball from you. Like that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like that's totally different.
Some of the guys said it. I think I like how Aikman said it. It's like,
and Yolanda, hold up real quick. Yolanda, the code is CEV West Coast. CEV West Coast. Go ahead, boss.
Yeah, so like I like how Aikman said, and you got to think about it from a quarterback standpoint. If you know this guy is not gonna go for the interceptions, you go throw at him with confidence, bro.
Yeah.
Now, if it's a guy that get the ball, you go be hesitant, and you go likely not even look his way a lot because you don't want the turnover.
Yeah.
So if it's a guy that's always batting down, I'm gonna take my chances on you because that's all you go do anyway. Is at worst make me have an incompletion.
And boss, when you see that effect, most importantly, 4th and 3, and you're down 1, and they're trying to, they're up 1, and you're trying to score, and they're like, "Yo, who are we gonna go at?" Like, when you are able to put a defense in that position, when you have a guy that's like, "Yeah, we're not going over there." What does that do? That helps your entire defense because now your defense can key in on one side.
Exactly.
Hey, boss Cowboy,
we talked about this real quick. I know we almost finished, but it's no coincidence, like, at all, that every time Deion played with a corner, likely they had a career year. Larry
Yeah,
Brown
that's true.
a lot of interceptions. You know why? Because quarterbacks wasn't going to look on Deion's side.
Nope.
And Larry Brown got a lot of help on his side.
And think
Same
about
thing happened when he was
yeah,
at San
yep,
Fran.
yep.
Same exact thing with Davis. So when you got a guy that gets interceptions, to West Coast point, and he's a ball hawk, that makes it easier to scheme in offense. What do they always say with New England? We put our best. What did New England do on us? And we said this was gonna happen. They put Gilmore on Cooper, and they said you're gonna have to beat us with your number 2 and number 3. That's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
Right. So,
boss, if you shut down most of these, if you basically say I'm going to put my best corner on your number 1 wide receiver, you basically shut down most offenses outside of the Chiefs. Because most offenses in the NFL are built around financially on 1 wide receiver. Because you can't, and Chiefs in Minnesota, but most teams aren't. And you know what I mean, and the Dallas Cowboys, most of these teams aren't 2-3 receivers deep.
Mm-mm.
You shut down their number 1, it's you basically, that's it. They're gonna go to their tight end.
Right.
So, I mean, but Boss Cowboy, man, we've been on here for an hour and 20 minutes, man. It's been a great show. Had a really good conversation with my boy Chris Harris, man. I appreciate everybody for rocking with us, man. We had a gang of people on YouTube that did some shares, man. We had a gang of people on Facebook, and we appreciate you guys on Facebook. Man, this has been a great thing, man. We got some couple interviews coming later down the pipeline, too, with some more active players, not even just Dallas Cowboy players, but just active players around the NFL. You know, we always try to find a way to make it, you know, Dallas Cowboy centric. And if you're looking to buy some CEVs, it's the website is cevcollection.com. I'm going to go ahead and type that in the it's cevcollection.com. And then when you go into purchase, you just type in for the discount CEV West Coast, and it'll populate your discount and get you all taken care of. But
one more thing about these CEVs, man.
Hey, shout out my boy Jalen, be showing us love, man. He shared my video. He shared a video, like 2 videos on his IG for me. Like, man, like they be like, it ain't like this ain't no Drake fake love. Like this some real love, man, that he's showing your boy.
Dudes, man. Look, Jalen signed mine, like with no problem, bro. Like, and I didn't have to chase him like a groupie over it either. I just said, hey man, I just purchased your glasses, you know. And he said, hey man, I'm putting my John Hancock on him. I ain't have to finish my sentence. You know what I mean? He grabbed the pen, whoop whoop whoop. There it is. You know what I mean? But the other thing I want to say about these glasses, tell me if it's true on your side too. Man, these things hold up real good, bro. Like they are very sturdy, strong.
Yeah, I know
glasses.
they are. They're actually more more sturdy than you know. When I first grabbed, I was like, dang, these is actually kind of you know what I'm saying? They kind of ooey because I got kids, so it's always a chance of something getting sat on. You know what I'm saying?
Look, I'm gonna be honest. I done sat on them,
but they heavy though. They good,
and they good. Like, you know, I have a lot of glasses, but these are literally my favorite. Oh yeah, when they say y'all saw him sign those balls, yeah.
Oh yeah, you saw that
I
live.
ain't have to chase him.
Hey, I'm telling you this: if you were ever in the vicinity of Jalen with a pair of CVs, he'll sign them. I can almost guarantee him. I can't guarantee he'll sign a jersey, but I can guarantee you if you're around him and you have a pair of CVs, he'll sign them. Yeah. And he sees it, he'll sign it.
Yeah, Jalen took a picture of my sons and everything. Real cool dude, man. Like real cool dude. So anyway.
And don't change your hey, my boy and Bookie brother Cookie says, and don't change your intro song either. That's my boy Starboy over there from the Hard Hitters. Dallas Cowboys from the death of me. Dallas Cowboy. Man, hey, we be on here like I'm a ripping live till there's no more left of me. Dallas Cowboy. We be over here late to the mug like
Starboy would call you 2 a.m. with some inspiration on the beat, like I just released it. Be like, Star, I'm still asleep.
He's like, I gotta. Hey, when he tell me, Starboy the one, and then you also got Mr. Westside on there from Star Status. But hey, man, I was when he sent that to me, he's like, hey, I got the one, because he talked like this, like when he in that Starboy mode, like honestly, whenever I talk like that, it's because I'm thinking of Starboy or I didn't heard some of his music. But he said, West Coast, I got the one for 2020. I said, all right, let me hear it. He's Dallas Cowboy. That's all he sent me. And that's all.
Isaac said he got me a pair of those. Yeah, and make sure y'all put in that West Coast, man. It's like that's really how you also
CEV West Coast, get your discount. It basically pays for your shipping.
Myself with the West Coast discount. You know what I mean? So it was a good discount. Like, and like one of the ladies said, "Boss, you look good wearing those glasses." Thank you, Mama. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you want to hear.
Dallas Cowboys.
Hit them, right?
Yeah.
That's why you hit them. It ain't just to kick away the shade. You want the ladies to say you look good in those. Exactly. Like, you know what I'm saying? And once I hit the bench press a little bit and do a couple more presses, like be looking like Jalen with my shirt off. You know what I mean?
You be looking like Joe Looney with your shirt. I'm playing. I'm just playing. Yeah, with you. Hey, 2020.
A little bit true.
I know. Hey, man. Hey, 2020, man. My New Year's resolution is already over, man. I try to get out there. I'm out there, doing my thing, man. Dude stepped on me. Achilles is gone. You know what I'm saying? But God is good, and we're going to be at the draft. Hey, that's something else I want to let y'all know, man. The draft is official, man. I done already sent my money for the Airbnb. We official like a referee with a whistle, gangster with a pistol. You know what I'm saying? We official, man. We're going to be in the building for draft. I'm taking producer G with me. He ain't really have a choice. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really give him too many options. You know what I'm saying? That's what I've learned about some people. Some people in life, you give them too many options, they pick the wrong thing. Yeah. So I didn't give him too many. I said, man, look,
you're going to one option. You come.
Exactly, bro. Like I gave him like one option. Like you know what I'm saying? I don't. But what about work? Figure it out.
I'm coming to get you at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, like I didn't. You give them too many options, they'll mess it up. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't give them too many options.
11, 12, 1, or I don't know, because I have. Nah, bro.
But we gonna be everywhere, and I'm gonna be the 2-footed cowboy because I should be walking by then. Yes, it's my favorite. That's what my son says.
You'll still get it though, man. And don't count me out. I still gonna more than likely end up in Vegas, man. I know you ain't even through your boy Boss Cowboy no bones or no discounts or no West Coast. I can't go to Southwest and be like put in West Coast. They gonna be like, nah, it's the same.
Hey, man, I'm going to tell you like this. You better hit up Stash, man. He's coming, he's driving, and he needs a partner. Come on, say, hey, we can figure out a way to get you out there. But, hey, man, if you're coming to the draft, I need y'all to inbox me because I need to know how many people are going to be coming to the draft because I'm really, like, earnestly trying to put on an event. Hey, I'm going to have an event somewhere, like a little kick, a little, hey, I'm talking about a little something, you know what I'm saying? But, hey, it's going to be by exclusive invite. Probably not. I'll probably invite the whole world because I go live and I tell all my business. But, yo, man, if you're coming to the draft, please hit your boy, inbox me because we got to connect. And we're going to have a great time. You already know what happens in Vegas, stay in Vegas, at least for most of the stuff that happens in Vegas. Some stuff that you do in Vegas, it's not going to stay. This is your boy, West Coast. I'm looking at you in the camera. It's not going to stay, okay? But, hey, man, you already know what it is, man. Until we meet again, which will probably be tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Wednesday? Tomorrow is Wednesday, so kids got show. That means we'll be on in the morning sometime. But, hey, man, you guys already know what it is, man. Never look down because the star is up. Peace. What's up, guys? It's your boy, West Coast. Yo, in 2020, I've teamed up with my hot boy, Jalen Smith, number 54, to bring you guys some of the most exclusive eyewear known to man. CEV. I mean, everybody's wearing them. Make sure you guys go over to CEVcollection.com today and use promo code CEV West Coast to get yourself a hot boy discount today.